Taiwan's intelligence chief says China is stepping up its military pressure on Taiwan by changing the way it conducts routine military drills.
我们会来注意，因为现在中共的相关的演习也跟委员报告说明，他这些演习有很多也是把他例行性的演习给拼凑在一起，变成是一个所谓的对台的针对性的演习，那再配合到侦讯的操作，来造成国人的一种恐慌。
Tsai Ming-yen made the comments at the legislature after China wrapped up 2 days of drills earlier this month, dubbed Straight Thunder 2025A. The exercises simulated a partial blockade of Taiwan and mark the 4th large-scale military drill by China in under a year. The findings are part of a new National Security Bureau report that looks at intelligence seen as crucial to Taiwan's defense. Defense reporter Jaime Ocon now joins us live for more on the National Security Report. Jaime, what issues are being raised?
Right, so this document, which is about 10 pages, highlights important trends regarding Taiwan's security for the first half of the year. Topics like Chinese espionage in Taiwan, which is getting worse, as well as how countries like the United States and Japan are working together to deter China. But a big chunk of this report talks about Chinese military activity in the region. The head of the National Security Bureau is highlighting a huge increase in military operations in the region. Now, they're pointing to an 80% increase in Chinese military aircraft operating in the region from 2023 to 2024. You can take a look at the numbers to see how big of a spike in activity that is when Taiwan first started reporting Chinese ADIZ incursions. That stands for Air Defense Identification Zone. So these numbers are all Chinese military aircraft that are flying around Taiwan but not breaching airspace. We can see that the total number for 2020 was 390, but now in just 4 months, we've tripled that number and have surpassed more than 1,000 aircraft in 2025. Now, Taiwan is also concerned about the 40 or so Chinese combat patrols that Beijing conducted last year, with the Security Bureau adding that this is basically China's way of normalizing the military's presence and putting pressure on Taiwan. Now, for more on this, earlier I spoke to Ben Lewis. He's the co-founder of PLA Tracker, an organization that monitors Chinese military activity in the region. And it started with asking him about how the PLA, how China's military has evolved its operations in the region.
Essentially, at face value, it boils down to when we first started getting information from MND on this, it was basically the PLA conducting a presence exercise. So they would send aircraft into the southwest area of the ADIZ, often, anti-submarine warfare or, a couple fighter jets here and there. As time went on, the number of aircraft in the southwest area increased. Then August 2022 comes, they erased the median line, then they're crossing the median line every day. By July 2023, they're operating on all sides of the island. Joint Sword 2024 A and B, again, all sides. Straight Thunder 2025 on all sides of the island. Essentially what we've seen is the PLA gradually expand its presence on a daily basis to surround Taiwan and then integrate new capabilities, kind of more far-reaching training exercises at a smaller level and a larger level, essentially to not only train their forces, to train Taiwan's forces, but really to kind of get used to operating in an actual operational environment that is the Taiwan theater.
The National Security Bureau also is drawing attention to these smaller joint combat readiness patrols from China. How big of an issue is this, and what can Taiwan do to combat this?
This is happening every day, and small to medium-sized exercises are happening 2 or 3 times a month. That's very problematic, and I don't think it's getting enough attention. I think the best way to kind of increase the awareness of that is to give people more information to say, hey, look, here are the details. Here's what's really going on. And the more large-scale exercises they do, and I think it's very likely we'll see another Straight Thunder this year, the better at that they're going to become. I think Taiwan demonstrating its ability to keep pace in terms of monitoring these activities, making sure that the PLA, isn't violating Taiwan's territorial integrity during these operations is crucial. I think the best way to do that, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, is to share more information about what the PLA is doing.
Now, this morning, Taiwan's Defense Ministry reported 25 Chinese military aircraft operating in the region in the span of a 24-hour period. So it just goes to show you that Beijing really wants to put this pressure on Taiwan, so it gets harder to tell what exactly China's intentions are.